I've been talking about Jay-Z's specifically.
Bussy.
Wait.
Well,
What?
it's more like, you know,
Jay-Z's.
I could be jealous without hating. Damn, Puff got his own liquor deal. About to get me a deal. Like so it's also competition. It's what drives me.
you got curry chicken pussy. Shaquille O'Neal. You got that curry chicken.
So Orlando Brown is back, and this time his cannon of truth is directed at none other than Jay-Z and Shaquille O'Neal. The public thinks that these two share a professional relationship, but that's far from the truth. According to Orlando, Jay's big on freak-off parties just like Diddy and Shaq's got a permanent place on the invite list. And that's not all. Orlando claims he's risking it all to expose the dark side of the industry. Just what did Orlando say? What's the deal with Shaq and Jay? And is Orlando's life really in danger? Well, you're about to find out. So Orlando Brown recently sat down with the folks at No Jumper and decided to reveal Jay-Z's disgusting acts in the bedroom.
The thing about Jay-Z's pussy is it's sweet, it tastes like coconut. But it does have an afro on it. The only thing, I've never seen such an Afrocentric vagina. It was the most thing.
Afrocentric doesn't just mean that it has an afro, though.
Okay, well, I knew that, but it wasn't just solid.
However, what's really concerning is that Orlando said he has a target on his back simply because he knows what Jay does in the dark.
I'm supposed to be dead for knowing how good his pussy is.
Mind you, this was way before any of the Jay-Z stuff came out. So some people thought Orlando was pulling stuff out of thin air, but turns out he was just following Jaguar's lead, who by the way thinks that Orlando only acts crazy when he's trying to expose the industry.
Orlando's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah,
Y'all spent time with him.
we did.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
No, I can only.
That he does is a character. Actually, the shit he does online is the best acting he does.
Think of it as him trying to fool people. Who's gonna listen to a crazy person, right? But in reality, that's just Orlando's subtle way of getting the truth out there. One person commented, "Orlando mastered the art of speaking in code." Now here's where things get really interesting. Orlando didn't just mention Jay, he mentioned Shaq O'Neal as well, which shocked a lot of folks along with Bow Wow.
Clarity on
About
this.
Bow Wow's Bow Wow had
You got that good,
bomb pussy. Okay.
Bow Wow.
Shaquille O'Neal, he got that curry chicken pussy. And he got curry chicken guys on Palm Roof. He got curry.
Yeah.
You got curry chicken pussy. Shaquille O'Neal, you got that curry chicken.
It seemed like Orlando was implying that Shaq was in on the freak-offs with Jay as well. But the real question here is, how would Orlando know that? Well, he said something about participating in the disgusting acts at these parties.
You don't involve yourself in the actual surgery.
No. Just the people that put their pussies on me is who I can talk about. That's all. Pretty much.
But does your girl get bothered by you getting put from all these men?
No, she's bothered that they all tried to give me pussy.
And it doesn't look like Orlando is grasping at straws here, because Shaq and Jay do in fact share a history. It might be hard to believe, but Shaq and Jay share a history that goes all the way back to 1996. Back then, the pair teamed up with Nas to work on the No Love Lost album, which was released in 2024. Mind you, they had been working on the album for 2 decades. Nas and Jay working in the same studio sounds impossible, but Jay managed to get them together before their ugly feud. During a 2012 episode of SiriusXM's Sway in the Morning radio show, Jay said, "For me, getting in the studio with those guys, I made it. It wasn't about going platinum or selling albums. I heard Jay-Z say this one time, and I'm gonna repeat what he said. For me, that was little money doing the album. It wasn't about that." As for why Shaq would choose someone like Jay to partner with, well, the NBA player has always had mad respect for him. Shaq was practically singing the rapper's praises during his appearance on an episode of Drink Champs. In fact, he called Jay one of his favorite artists.
So when I got that album deal, I was like, I don't want to be a rapper, but I want to rap with all my favorite rap artists. So what makes me the best, like I said, is my discography.
Because it was rumored.
Fushniggins, Redman,
Yes.
Eric Sermon, Fat Joe, Big Pun, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, Nas, Lord Tariq, Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z.
He also said that Jay is one of the people who drives him. Apparently, he looks up to him as a businessman.
Like, so it's also competition. It's what drives me. And I heard Snoop say, he said, man, y'all, I'm chasing Diesel. No, I'm chasing Snoop. Snoop doing big thing. I'm chasing Jay-Z. I'm chasing, like, when Jay-Z started investing and Nas started investing with those firms.
Who are those firms?
Notes. Yeah, who are those firms? Instead of hating about all that, no, you just learn, so.
He also talked about the album-making experience with Jay, saying, you know how it is with clearances and all that. People didn't clear it. Look, I didn't take it personally, because again, me being in the studio with Nas, I'm happy. I get to call my boy and be like, hey, come over, Nas is over. I get to call my boy and say, hey, Jay in here. I got to call my boy and say, yo, Biggie at the house. We about to jump on the seat. That's what it's all about. I really focused on just going in there and having a good time with my favorite artists. And that's not the only time Shaq chose to appreciate Jay. Back in July 2013, he told Vibe magazine, Jay-Z has always been one of the dopest ever. When he did a song off my album, took him 5 minutes. It was a rumor that he didn't write nothing down, and it was crazy. He came in there and he spit, and he just left. Jay-Z, soft of, reminds me of myself. We're the same age, but even though the trends keep changing, we change with the trends, and we still dominate whatever the trend is. O'Neal also couldn't help but gush about Jay-Z's Magna Carta Holy Grail release and called it really smart. And that's not all. Back in 2002, Jay-Z signed a brand deal with Reebok. He released a line of shoes and clothes which included the Jay-Z XS Carter white, green, red pair of sneakers. And guess what? They were inspired by O'Neal and fellow retired NBA star Allen Iverson. Iverson sure loved the gesture. He told Complex in March 2024, these were dope. In 2003, I wore these all summer. I just thought it was cool to see Jay's name them on. And fans are assuming Shaq felt the same way as well, especially since he's made a habit of quoting his favorite rapper. Earlier in 2024, O'Neal spent some serious cash on a Superman emblem chain. He posted a video of himself, showing it off on IG with the caption, "Don't compare me to nobody. I'd rather not be mentioned. I'm offended." Quote from one of my favorite people, Jay-Z. Safe to say, Jay and Shaq have a pretty strong bond, which raises the question, how does Shaq feel about the allegations against Jay right now? Well, he doesn't want to talk about it, that's for sure. Back on December 10th, 2024, Shaq sat down for an episode of Inside the NBA. Unfortunately for him, sportscaster Kenny Smith went a little off script when he brought up Jay-Z.
In fact, you said you were a heavyweight and he was what?
It's like you said you were heavyweight and he was a flyweight. He's a flyweight. I'm not. You got to work your way up to the champ.
You from New York? That man challenged you.
Listen, man.
That man said he'll give you a chance.
You think Jay-Z or
probably not a good time right now.
You're silly, man. You're silly. You're wrong.
See if you can fix the wall, will you,
Fix
Shaq?
the wall, man.
Yeah. Here, back here.
Fix the
I'll
wall,
go.
man.
See if I can fix the wall.
My point was
Too soon, Kenny.
My point was, you think Kendrick Lamar? How about that?
Shaq's reaction made it obvious that he wouldn't be making the mistake of mentioning Jay or discussing the allegations anytime soon. The question is, why? Well, some fans think that Shaq's afraid of being exposed. One person commented, Shaq and Ernie like, I'm not trying to get exposed, so they hide their face in laughter in sync. What's interesting is that Shaq's got people from his camp working overtime to shut down any harmful narratives. According to one insider that spoke with the Daily Mail, Shaq, Charles, Kenny, and the gang say what they want, when they want. And that is why so many people love the show, because everyone is so nonchalant and are always trying to be entertaining. Look, everyone was laughing, and it was a fun moment based on a serious allegation. Shaq's animated walk-off response was done in the moment because that is who he is, and always has been. They all bounce off each other and have this banter all the time and never intend to hurt anyone's feelings. This is in the same regard. Shaq isn't going to be or has been reprimanded for it. It is business as usual. The source also said that the gang doesn't plan on apologizing to Jay-Z, saying, "If this gets back to Jay and he is upset by it, that is his problem. Everyone on the internet is joking on him and are after him with negativity. This was done with no ill intent whatsoever. So if Jay were to ever comment on it and extend the conversation about what was clearly a joke, then they will cross that bridge if and when that occurs. But don't anticipate any type of apology coming up. It was done, it was funny, and that's that." Shaq and Charles are always on their toes and everyone loves busting balls. That is what makes them such great panelists, and more importantly, friends. This would have happened at a BBQ and everyone would have had the same reaction and would be saying the same things and joking about it. They just happened to do it on national television. It hits different. If anyone's feelings were hurt, I mean, come on, that would be the ultimate joke of it all. Shaq is not stressing over it, and nobody else should have a problem with what was obviously fun banter over an unfortunate situation. Unfortunately, as much as Shaq wants to keep the truth hidden, Orlando's out there spilling the deets. See, Orlando has been on a mission to expose Hollywood for the longest time. He talked about these other people who are committed to hiding the ugly truth about the industry.
A lot of people be speaking Jaguar right, but they don't know that they speaking Jaguar right. It's called truth. If you gonna be with the truth, because it's gonna come with a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to be here at what time? Today actually. I was supposed to be here like hours ago. Bro, I don't have to play games. When you're going to do God's work, there are the other people that are on that side that will stop you, because it has nothing to do with what you say. Everything is based off of the people that have already died.
And that's not all. Orlando has made a habit of exposing specific people in the industry. More recently, he exposed Will Smith and Meek Mill for partying with Diddy.
Meek Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100 grand to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
Man, look, you can't take back what your butt received. That's just like the video that's coming out with him and Will. With Will Smith getting the Will Smith. You ain't heard the Will Smith footage?
Yeah.
Alright, Will Smith. Then they got the Carl Winslow. Yeah, they got a lot, bro. It's a lot coming out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just keep it to you 1,000, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jaleel White was Reginald Bill Johnson for a very long time.
And well, his words seemed to have an effect, because Will Smith stepped out of the shadows to shut down the allegations about him having anything to do with Diddy. In fact, he did in the middle of his performance in San Diego. The actor said, "The world we're in right now is really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true. I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. You've been making memes. I've seen the memes. Some of the stuff is funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I want to say this very clear. I don't have anything to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all the memes. Stop all of that BS. I ain't been anywhere near no damn freak off. I do enough of my own stuff. Don't be putting me in other people's stuff. I ain't been nowhere near that man. Ain't did none of that stupid stuff. So whatever y'all hearing, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I ain't even like baby oil."
But the world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to like discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I see them now. Some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all that memes.
However, at the same time, Orlando might need to work on his credibility issues. Like we said before, the actor doesn't exactly come off as a truth teller in some people's eyes, especially when he says stuff like this.
I asked you before if you had kids. You said, yes, I have 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, what are their ages? You said 2, 5, 11, and 16.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what's the 2-year-old's name? You said Shyler.
Okay.
The 5-year-old is Mason.
Right.
The 11-year-old is John.
Right.
16-year-old, I don't know. I got to find out.
Right.
I asked you this time, you said the 2-year-old don't know the name because it's still in the belly.
That's because I have a baby on the way as well. I mentioned that.
So the 2-year-old is still in the belly, so that means that child has been in there for 2 years.
Not necessarily.
Still, at the end of the day, considering all the shocking allegations that have come to light about the industry recently, Orlando's comments about Jay and Shaq can't be brushed under the rug. Shaq's long history with Jay is definitely worth digging into, and if there are any skeletons in the closet, they're bound to come out sooner or later. But what do you think? Is Orlando spitting facts? Did Shaq really attend Jay's freak-off parties? Or is it just another one of Orlando's meaningless rants? Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and make sure to check out other videos on our channel.